Dr. Vorthan of the Akrel Dominion had attended countless interspecies conferences. None had been quite as primitive as this one. The Galactic Coalition's new frontier research base, Station Helix 9, was crawling with all kinds of underdeveloped species. Yet none were more absurd than the Terrans. Carbon-based, soft tissue, bipeds. Vorthan snorted, flipping through a holographic medical chart. Internal organs just floating around in moist cavities. And don't get me started on their waste system. Disgusting. His colleagues from the Slanari and Mix Collective chuckled politely. The humans didn't seem to notice, or maybe they just didn't care. They were too busy hauling heavy cargo across the deck, cracking jokes, or playing that crude guitar instrument in the mess hall. Vorthan dismissed it all. Biology was the one constant across the stars. And humans? They were just lucky apes with barely enough gray matter to stand upright. Then came the emergency alert. Alert! Biocontainment breach, Medbay Alpha, human patient in critical condition. Vorthan rolled all four of his eyes. Typical. Their fragile anatomy finally gave out. He arrived in the medbay to find chaos. A human soldier lay on the biobed, bleeding, burned, riddled with shrapnel. The damage was catastrophic. The scanners showed multiple organ failures, fractured bones, plasma burns across 40% of his body, and internal bleeding from at least 3 sites. Commander Reyes, age 34, Terran Special Response. Prep for automated triage, Vorthan ordered. We'll catalog the failure cascade. The nurse drone began scanning. Vorthan reviewed the results, expecting the usual. Cellular degradation, infection markers, metabolic collapse. But instead, wait, rerun that. Vorthan leaned forward. The scan showed abnormal readings. The human's adrenal system had surged to levels that should have induced cardiac arrest, but didn't. His blood had thickened in response to the wounds, reducing hemorrhage. Damaged tissues were regenerating faster than expected. Bone marrow activity had tripled. That's not right, Vorthan muttered. More tests came in. His liver had rerouted function to compensate for a failing kidney. His heart had developed a secondary pacemaker node, spontaneously. Vorthan blinked. That's not possible. Another display activated. Brain activity, still active. The human was dreaming. A new report came through, gene expression anomalies. His DNA had activated emergency repair pathways not found in the Coalition's biological database. Stem cells were migrating directly to wound sites. The immune system was predictively targeting infection vectors. It's as if his body is rerouting itself in real time, Vorthan whispered. A silence fell over the medbay. Even the Slanari nurse, usually emotionless, stared at the human in awe. Is this some sort of engineered soldier? The nurse asked. No, Vorthan said slowly. According to his genome, this is standard Terran biology. Another alert pinged. Rhea's vitals, once crashing, were stabilizing. Not just stabilizing, but climbing. Blood pressure, pulse, O2 levels, all improving. And then, the human opened his eyes. Doc, Reyes rasped. Did we win? Vorthan couldn't speak. The human was conscious, lucid, after enduring trauma that would have killed 3 Slanari warriors. You should be dead, Vorthan finally said. Reyes grinned through bloodied teeth. I get that a lot. Later that cycle, Vorthan gave an unscheduled lecture to the other species physicians. This changes everything, he began, projecting Reyes' scans into the air. Human biology isn't primitive, it's chaotic on purpose. Redundant systems, overlapping failsafes, rapid epigenetic shifts. They have backups for their backups. Every part is messy, yes, but modular, adaptive, resilient. He paced. They don't regenerate like Mix, don't have hive stability like the Vernac, or symbiotic brain nodes like us Akrel. But humans? They brute force survival through sheer biological madness. Their bodies assume the worst will happen, and prepare to survive it. He paused. They're not the weakest. They're the most dangerous. A Slanari medic raised a tentacle. But why evolve this way? Surely it's inefficient. Vorthan nodded grimly. Only if you come from a peaceful world. That night, Vorthan requested full human biological archives. He spent hours studying their history, diseases, famines, wars, planetary catastrophes. Every century, their environment tried to kill them, and every time they adapted, not through elegance, but relentless resilience. He finally understood what the humans had always known. Perfection isn't survival. Survival is ugly, messy, painful, and absolutely unstoppable.